Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSi DFS. I'm McKinley412 with another week of NHL preview videos. We got a nice 5-game slate here for Monday, and let's just kind of dive right in. Two big favorites at home, Detroit and Winnipeg. Dallas not too far behind them, minus 190, still a pretty big favorite in terms of NHL. You can see the over-unders there. None of these goaltenders are confirmed at the time of recording this video, so again, these are all just projected. Nobody's been like superbly stellar to start the year. Hellebuyck and Yari have been the two best, but we don't have any of those like 920, 925, 930 save percentages that we have seen on many of the slates recently. So goalie, flip a coin. I mean, it's kind of always been flip a coin. Never build your lineups, with goaltenders like I must have this guy, because again, in the NHL and in many other sports, goaltender is just such a flip of the coin. Just build your lineup, figure out who you like, and then wherever you land a goalie, if you're okay with it, jam them in. If it's like an absolutely no, I can't do this, then yeah, pivot off. But don't spend too much time worrying about goaltending. So let's look towards some of the line stats. We're actually going to start off with the top line of Dallas here. Robertson, Hintz, and Pavelski. You can see that these guys are very affordable for being a top line, and they get full correlation. And as mentioned earlier, minus 190 favorite at home. Pretty big in terms of the NHL. They're going to have a great matchup in terms of the special teams. Dallas ranking a top 10 in terms of power play unit so far this season, and Seattle is a bottom 10 in terms of penalty kill. It's actually the best matchup for special teams on the board. Seattle, they have looked a little bit better as of late after just a disastrous week or two that they did have, maybe even longer than 2 weeks, but it wasn't good. But they've looked a lot better in their previous 2 games, but still, I think that these veterans are going to be able to handle things, hit the back of the net at least one time here tonight. Next line, we're going to go with Ehlers, Scheifele, and Vilardi. This is the top line for Winnipeg, with Kyle Connor down to injury for I think like 2 months at this point. Vilardi is moved up to that top line, and he's moved up to the top power play unit as well. They've been extremely productive recently. They have full power play correlation. They're just as affordable, if not even cheaper, than this Dallas stack. They're at home. They're a big favorite as well. Just these 3 guys together in the past 5 games, 10 goals, 11 assists, and all 3 of these guys provide a shot floor because they've all have double-digit shots in that time frame. They don't have too much of a shot ceiling, though. I will go that far. Don't be expecting really a shot on goal bonus from any of these guys, but still, they're capable of showing that they can get to the back of the net, and they're going to be facing off against the second worst PK unit in Montreal, so plus to them, even though they don't have the greatest power play. Going over to the individual plays, I feel like this video is going to be very quick, but there's not really too much to talk about. We're going to go with Sidney Crosby here, 7.8K for the center position. Crosby, I've mentioned it in videos past, like he is shooting the puck a lot more this season than he has in previous years. He has 4 or more shots in 5 of his past 6 games, so he's routinely getting to that shot on goal bonus that we love so much. Pittsburgh is on home ice. It is a lower over-under at 6, but still, I think that, if Pittsburgh is going to be scoring, Crosby is definitely going to be at the center of that. Barkov for Florida, top line center for them, top power play unit. He is another guy who has been shooting the puck a lot more than he has in previous years, and he's honestly been producing as well a little bit more, especially as of late. So I think that Barkov and Crosby are both fine matchups and fine plays here tonight. Kadri, other side of this Florida game, he's the second line for Calgary, actually, but he's actually been the most efficient in terms of production and in terms of DFS scoring. Like, he's leading the team in shots lately. He's leading the team in points generated lately, and his salary has been pretty stagnant. He gets the top line power play unit minutes, so we love that. And really, on home ice, I'm willing to take this, especially since it's only one of 2 games with a 6.5 total. And even money line, pretty much. Vegas sees quite a few goals for either side of these teams. And then if you did notice, I haven't talked about the biggest favorite yet on the board, and that is Detroit, minus 230 on home ice against Anaheim. JT Compher should be back. He was reactivated off of injured reserve, which he's been on for quite a while, but Compher should be back. He's going to be the top line center for Detroit. It was Veleno. Veleno just going to get moved down one slot. He could be another nice value if you want to go even cheaper at 3.5. But I do like Compher here, top line. Minutes he's going to see. He's got Patrick Kane on one side of him, which is always fantastic. It is Rasmussen on the other side, which not a really great NHL player, but still, Detroit, they do have value to them just because of injuries, but there's really not much confidence in terms of all of their floors. But if you are going to go if you are going to go with the Detroit route, you could also go with a guy like DeBrincat. He's pretty much the leader, and it kind of explains his price tag at 7.3. DeBrincat, I think, is going to be extremely popular here tonight, especially in cash games. Connor Verhaeghe, this could be a nice GPP pivot. This would be a guy that you could pair with Barkov. The only issue is that they don't skate together on the same even strength line, but they do get the same power play unit. So they are going to be seeing, they could potentially get a goal or an assist off of one another on the power play. Now, 6.2K, he is right around all these other guys like Robertson and Pavelski and Ehlers, who I think are also going to be extremely popular, which is why Verhaeghe, I think his ownership is going to be much reduced because of what is around him. But still, Verhaeghe, we've been talking about him on these preview videos all season long. His shot floor is just fantastic, and that's what we like to see, especially in cash games. Patrick Kane, I already mentioned him. You can pair him with Compher if you do want to go with that route. And then Puustinen for Pittsburgh. He does skate on the second line, so he's not skating with Sidney Crosby at even strength. But much like the Barkov-Verhaeghe situation, Puustinen actually does get top power play minutes with Crosby. So he's going to see time there. He skates on the second line with Evgeny Malkin at even strength. But Pittsburgh's power play has just been absolutely dreadful this season, which is kind of crazy given how the stars that are on it. But they do luck out in that they are facing Minnesota, a bottom 3 penalty kill unit. So maybe they can finally figure out things on the power play, do pretty well. And Puustinen, he hit the shot on goal bonus last game out. Who knows? Maybe he gets it again. I think it could be some nice value there. Morrissey is a guy you'd just be pairing with any of these Winnipeg guys if you are going there and you want to get a little bit different or even add on to the stack. Heiskanen, the exact same deal just for Dallas and these guys here. And then Faber. Faber's just been incredible as of late. I mean, this guy is in his first year, rookie, 4K. He's just seeing a ton of ice time. And really that's what you want to see, especially in DFS. But there are guys who are even cheaper than him who also see a lot of ice time, but they really don't do anything in terms of DFS. But Faber, he does a lot more. He actually shoots the puck. He's going to be blocking shots. Could get that shot on block bonus here tonight. I really think that he could and probably should, especially against this Pittsburgh squad who's going to be firing the puck quite often and quite frequently. So yeah, I mean, this kind of wraps up where the slate is headed. A couple big favorites at home, a couple of top lines who have full power play correlation and who are all very affordable. I feel like we don't see this too often. So I think the ownership is going to be pretty easy to navigate and pretty easy to kind of expect to see where it's going to be going. So if you want to get a little bit different, I do suggest Florida. I do suggest Pittsburgh or even the second line of Detroit. So that kind of covers everything. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Let's head into this new week here. Good luck in your contest as always, and we'll see you again tomorrow on Tuesday.